Hello, beautiful people. Danielle here from Transcendence to the Truth. I am your intuitive counselor, men's awareness coach, and energetic quantum healer. Today, I am talking about. I'm just going to jump straight in. So, if you are watching, do a 1 if you're watching now, a 2 if you're watching the replay. Remember to like and love and share your energy and support if you enjoy hearing my messages of awareness and consciousness for humanity, for healing, for growth, for contribution. Share it with people that you feel may have resonance with my message, and remember to click follow first if you don't want to miss any of my content. So I did a post actually on this a couple of weeks ago, because the one thing that humans tend to do that really locks us up is we have this need to be right. We have this need for rightness and to be right in our point of view, to be right in our opinion, to be right in our wrongs and rights of polarity. And we like to justify that. And it actually comes down to looking at how righteous we are. And that comes from our ego. And for me, I've had a really, really strong righteousness for a long time up until the last 6 months around, I can't see if anyone's on. It doesn't say anyone's watching, and it doesn't have any comments. So if you are watching, please just say hi, give me a wave, put an emoji there, whatever. I have had this real ingrained belief and superiority complex, which has actually validated my own self-worth, right? Hey Mick, how you going? So the rightness that I've had to hold on to, right? So this like really strong ego part of me that is really wanting to be right about everything, and we don't even realize how strongly it is. It's like, for me, I was always like, I believed that I had the right way of doing things, that my point of view was the kindest, the most loving, the most caring. And that when that comes to relationships and when that comes to connections, when you think you're right and another person thinks you're right, there's two egos coming together that are basically fighting and pushing and controlling, and you are contracting to either make the other person fit into what you believe is right, or you give up on yourself to fit into the other person's rightness. So instead of coming to total allowance. So this is where separation occurs. So what happens is you've got two beings with their egos, and they're so strong in their thought. And it's the strength of the ego's like negative emotion of control, drama, like this sort of like vindictive energy that you can have, what do you call that? Revenge, right? So these are things that are created by the ego as reason and justification for some of the behaviors that we have. So we actually can get a lot of pleasure in those emotions, because what they do is they validate and they make our rightness correct. Okay, so we'll stay in a fighting energy, an aggression energy, a controlling energy, in revenge, because we're basically just trying to justify what's happened to us. So even if we are playing the victim, right? And so you've had somebody do something wrong by you, or what you perceive as being wrong. Maybe it's crossing a boundary, but you don't have the awareness to see it that way yet. When you see that somebody's done something wrong to you, you will do anything to make them wrong, right? So that's you being right in your righteousness of, my ego says that behavior is wrong, and I will do anything to fight my point of view and get the validation to make sure I'm right in what has happened to me. So I'm right in the wrongness of what happened to me, which is ludicrous, because what happens is you get this fulfillment from basically abuse of another person. So instead of accepting and allowing that people do what they do and everyone has a different point of view, and allowing that space to open of, yeah, maybe you've got this perspective of life. Okay, so you've got this perspective of life and this understanding through your point of view, through your life journey, and through your knowledge and experience. This is how you see it. But I see it like this, but I'm going to force you into seeing my way. I'm going to use all of my fighting energy, my contraction, my power, my control to make you understand, because I've decided that my way is the right way and there's nothing better, which is not consciousness, and that's not awareness, and that's not living love, unconditional love or compassion. Because what happens is you're basically bending, folding and mutilating someone to fit into what you believe is right. But there is no wrong or right. There's no wrong or right. There's only choice creates awareness. And in a universe full of limitless possibilities, what happens when we go into the rightness of things, we remove the choice of possibilities. So if you've got, so many people are so strong in their ego, and at the moment, my main focus is working with men because of the amount of imbalance in ego and trying to develop that. It's called ego development. Is we can't completely destroy the ego, but we can transform it and reprogram it and bring it into more awareness and notice it and not let it take control of us. So it's like, if I've got a really strong point of view about something, or if I'm trying to get my wife to do what I want, or I'm trying to say that this is how it is because this is how business is structured, or even your point of view about a friend or a family event, if you're pushing that point of view, that's your ego that is taking control of the situation, rather than coming to a space of, well, I'd like to hear your point of view. This is my point of view. Can we gain more awareness here, and can we grow forward together in expansion to see different possibilities? Like, what other possibilities are here? If we're in our ego at any point in time, we actually constrict and we block off our receivability to receive other information and other options to create something different. So is anywhere your ego's at play of being right in your opinion, or how you live, or a relationship dynamic, or a fight, or how to do something at work, or how to do something, how to do even a certain exercise at the gym, maybe. There's so many things. It's like, can you let go of your rightness to, one, allow yourself to be happy, to let go of that? Because by letting go of that, it releases it. It actually opens the space for allowance. And when you have total allowance of the good, bad, and ugly, you're living in consciousness, which puts you in the present moment. And that's what will bring you happiness. Or can you come to that space so that you can receive different possibilities and different ideas, and open your receiving of other ways about going about things? Because when we start to really open our receiving, we actually open ourselves up to co-creation. We open ourselves up to connections that can bring us new experiences. And we don't have conclusions on what something looks like, or how it should be, or how it should play out, or how you should feel. You open the whole receiving of your energetic field to relationships beyond this reality, because you're no longer trying to make someone fit into what you believe is the right way of living or the right point of view. You actually allow yourself to open your mindset into a whole new way of looking at life, just by allowing yourself to not be stuck in your own ego. The other message that I had actually to come through was that this point in time we're going through in the energetic field of what's going on in the collective at the moment, allowing yourself to get out of your ego and listening to your body. So a lot of people are get stuck in their ego around, I have to do this. This is the right thing to do. I've got this time. I have to push, right? So if you're in a push energy, your ego is already taking control of you, and you're actually cutting off your awareness, and you're not allowing the space to receive other information. So at the moment, it's a time for stepping back and actually opening that space. So whether that is with a connection, whether that's just stopping the push energy for yourself, taking the time to rest, take the time to sit in meditation, take the time to go for a walk in nature. Because when you have challenging things come up, or you have circumstances and you can't seem to move through it, or you can't get out of your own ego, or you're out of your own triggers and emotions, by allowing that space, disconnecting, going and lying down, going listening to music, or going to have meditation, what happens is you actually can receive the information. Space opens, it creates for receivability. Whether that's taking space from certain people, whether that's taking space from things, disconnecting. When you remove things from your energetic field, however that you do that, whether that's cutting people out of your life, whether that's quitting your job, whether that is just going out in nature and taking time to connect and recenter, you will allow yourself the mental capacity and for your inner being to actually hear the downloads from the universe, or to hear the awareness, or to see the aha moments, so that then you can shift into clarity moving forward, and that allows for that space of healing. So be kind to your body at this point in time. You don't have to let your ego run off that pain, trauma, drama energy of always needing something happening, right? So that's what we do. We get conditioned into this feeling of if it's too calm, there's something wrong, right? But it's just a program of, like, most of us have lived this life of a lot of things happening over and over and over, and we feed off it. We feed off the drama, we feed off the control, and it makes us feel good. It gives us pleasure because we're right in that when things are calm, we still have to reprogram that part of our ego and our being and our mind by allowing ourselves to be uncomfortable in the newness of silence or quiet, or taking time to relax. Stop judging yourself if you need a daily nap. Go to bed earlier, and just take away those judgments and conclusions of how life should be, or you're not doing enough, because there's things that will always be there. And if you're in the push energy, you're not in flow. So you actually create more contrast in your life, so things don't happen with flow. So if you wanting to find your purpose, and you've got this real thing, you want to create this thing, and you're wanting to be more, if you haven't allowed the time and space to heal, or to relax, or to ground, and to connect, you'll just find that you're constantly pushing, and you'll bring up things that will force you into relaxation, or force you into that healing space to reflect and look at life. Because there's only so much you can actually have in your energetic field before you start to need to remove it. You actually have to shed away the old layers so that you can transition into the new space. All right, have an absolutely beautiful Thursday. Thank you for watching. Any comments, please pop them below, and I will talk to you all soon.